This kind of VFX in India, I don't think anybody, I think people are still a bit shocked, like ऐसे VFX कैसे बन गए? I wanted people to say ये actor है, ये अच्छा काम करता है और very good directors like Sidharth आनंद ना, उनकी पकड़ और सुर कुछ और ही होता है. एक बार उनकी शर्ट मुझे अच्छी लग गई, तो मैंने कहा जाकिदा ये शर्ट बहुत अच्छी है. अच्छा बिड़ू अच्छा लगा? तो I said बहुत अच्छी है.
Hello and welcome to India Today. This is Anita Britto in conversation with Akshay Oberoi. Hello. How are you doing,
good,
Akshay?
I'm good. I'm very good. How are you?
Well, congratulations. Sorry, I'm doing really well.
Good.
And congratulations for a tremendous film that we just saw, Fighter. How was the response?
I mean, you know, Sidharth Anand is one of those maverick directors. I think everybody knows that about him. And this film is being called his best film, you know. So it's an honor to be in his best film, you know. And I personally, I mean, he keeps telling me to stop it, but I call him Steven Spielberg of India. Because unka vision वैसा है. You know, it's a big, huge vision. And I think what he's done with Fighter is he's outdone himself. I mean, this kind of VFX in India, I don't think anybody, I think people are still a bit shocked, like ऐसे VFX कैसे बन गए? And that credit is straight to him, so I'm just honored to be in the film.
This is your second film with him, if I'm not wrong. You have worked with him earlier, right?
You know, a lot of people don't know this, but he produced a show I did called Flesh with me and Swara Bhaskar. I played a transgender flesh trainer. Wow, you're in film. I usually have to tell people that. Of course, it's so nice that you have that knowledge yourself. So the film didn't, I mean, that it was a web series. I don't think it really worked in terms of it didn't reach people. Right. But it was critically very acclaimed. And I played an antagonist in that. And Sid really liked my work and Mamta really liked my work and they said ki kuch karte hain. But you know, in this industry, and people don't really come through with their promises. But because the Anands are such good people, you know, a few years later they called me up and said, office आ जाओ, script पढ़ो और ये character तुम्हारा देख लो, करना है कि नहीं करना है. And honestly, with them, and you know, I've done this throughout my career. If there's a big director and I like that director's work, मैं 2 लाइनें बोलने के लिए तैयार हूँ. बस मुझे picture में ले लो. And this was like a full-fledged, beautiful role. And look at their vision. They gave me a show like Flesh, where I play this transgender, you know, very mean, angry person, flesh trade owner. And then they gave me this beautiful, masoom, innocent character named Bash. Right. Crazy.
Like you said, screen time doesn't matter to you because I have seen your filmography where you have done roles which are not full-fledged in the film, but like Piku, you have done a very small role with Deepika, and then couple of other films. Love Hostel also.
Love Hostel I did a small role. Thar with Anil Kapoor sir I did a small role. एक लड़की को देखा तो ऐसा लगा I did a small role. I do that all the time.
So आपको screen time doesn't matter? Can I say that?
So I'll tell you what it is. It matters now more than it did earlier. Earlier I wanted to be seen. I wanted to be known. I wanted my work to be celebrated. I wanted people to say ये actor है, ये अच्छा काम करता है. और मैं ये प्रूव कर रहा था लोगों को कि देखो मैं 2 मिनट के रोल में भी आपको एक मेमोरी एक छाप छोड़ के जाऊंगा. That was my initial instinct. Because I'm an actor and I come from nowhere. So for me to even be here, be talking to you and be in this big massive movie that Sidharth Anand made, it's huge. And I understood that. You know, I was never entitled कि नहीं यार मैं तो wait कर रहा हूँ बड़ी film के लिए. And I hope anybody who's watching this interview also that thought has to go कि मैं you know actors launch होते हैं. You can come to Bombay and make it as an actor today because there are people like Sidharth and Mamta and there are many people now that are willing to give you a shot.
So what is the best compliment you have received so far for your character, for your role?
Well, there were a lot of them. Because so many people have seen this film, you know, compared to my other work. So I've gotten a lot of messages. But you know, the one that means the most is my son, the whole year, my son is 6 years old, 6 saal ka, his name is Avyan. The whole year, he was excited that Papa's playing a fighter pilot. You know, it was a very cool thought in his head. So I said, मैं तेरे को picture ले जाऊँगा screening पे. So I brought him to the screening and I made him sit right next to me and I'm watching him with those 3D glasses on and he's mesmerized by the screen. And when the film finished and he looked at me with those big beautiful eyes of his and he smiled and he said, Papa, that was awesome. That was the best moment. So, you know, then it felt complete.
This is his first film of yours that he's watched?
It is his first film of mine that he's watched and it's the first film he's gone to the cinemas to watch.
Oh, how lovely.
So extra special.
How lovely.
Yeah.
But tell me one thing, see, your character also had a lot of emotions and especially how did you balance this emotion when the entire focus is on action as well. The action sequence, the aerial action takes a lot of focus.
Yeah.
So keeping a balance between the emotion and the aerial action, how did you manage that?
That credit goes to Sidharth Anand. And you know, he trusted me. You know, when I look back at it, he never told me, you know, that pre-climax scene, without giving any spoilers, he never told me that this is such a pivotal point in the film. I mean, I knew script-wise, I didn't know his vision-wise what he was thinking. कि उसके बाद एक गाना आएगा और ये होगा और वैसा होगा. I didn't really fully understand that. Only a director knows what he's doing. So he never even put any pressure on me that day of shoot. He, you know, I came to set, we did the scene, he liked the scene, I went home. And he the next day he told me, hey, good job on that scene, huh? It'll go in my trailer. Something like that he said. So he just trusted me. And that makes you feel so confident on set. You know, you never feel, itna bada director, main isko, how do I impress him? He gave you that liberty that I hired you because I respect you as an actor and I know you'll do the job. And then the rest of that is his. You know, he knows exactly यहाँ पे ये चाहिए मुझे, ये aerial action का ऐसा shot आएगा. Because a lot of stuff is VFX. Correct. So we shot in YRF studios a lot of the stuff, but he knew exactly, you know, how it's going to look on screen. He had that very clear. So he would tell you exactly, I need your body to be like this, I need you to turn your neck like this, and scream that, you know, flares, missiles, whatever you need to do. Yeah, good directors now, they can really shape a product. You know, I think I have 47 credits to my name, and I've worked with a bunch of people, good directors, bad directors, horrible directors, but very good directors like Sidharth Anand na, unki pakad aur sur kuch aur hi hota hai.
He has that vision and
he
makes
does,
sure that
man.
he
really does,
that
man.
vision.
He really does.
But again, since it is a lot of VFX in the film, how about the action? What was the most challenging part for you to, you know, keep it throughout the film? What was that one thing that you, it was difficult?
I love action. I have a lot of fun doing action. My fear was the dancing bit, that शेर खुल गए गाना. देखो मैं कुछ 15 साल का था, and I think I saw कहना प्यारे. I grew up in New Jersey in America, and I went to a theatre called Strand Theatre in Morristown, New Jersey, where Indian films are played. And at that point I was studying theatre myself. I had already started acting a bit. My father called me and said, I'm taking you to this theatre, एक नया लड़का launch हो रहा है, वो इंडिया का next superstar है, उनकी film दिखाता हूँ. So I went in and I watched this film of this guy dancing like this Greek god and looking like, I was like, अच्छा actor बनना है तो ये करना पड़ेगा. So I think I started dancing because of him.
Because of Hrithik?
Because of Hrithik. I've never told him this, but you know, I started building my body because I was so inspired by him, you know, in so impressionable age, you know, 14, 15. So now when I'm told I have to do this big, you know, dance number with him, and here are the steps, and I was shooting another film in Chhattisgarh in Raipur at the time, and they were like, here are the videos, here are the things, अभी गाना 10 दिन में shoot करना है और तुम यहाँ हो, वैसा है, ऋतिक यहाँ पे खड़ा है, दीपिका यहाँ पे खड़ी है, we'll see you on set. I was so scared. That's the only time, those 5 days of that song, where like, you know, my heart was racing and I was so nervous. And I told him also, I was like dancing next to you, like, you don't know how much fear I have right now.
Yeah. People shiver when they look at him.
Who's his comp? I mean, I can dance a little bit, but his competition is Michael Jackson, right? Like, he's so alag planet hai wo.
But what was the conversation like with Hrithik for the first time when you met him? What was the ice-breaking moment for you all?
I think, you know, with actors, it tends to be the scene you perform together. It's always that, you know, it's the scene you do together that breaks the ice. So it was like the third day of shoot. I think we were in Film City shooting this scene where I tell him कि एक नए दोस्त के लिए नए drink नहीं बना सकता, something like that. That dialogue is in, you know, after that, it's a night sequence. So when we did that scene, usually when you have that moment and it's a real moment that and both actors feel that moment, it breaks the ice. You know, you suddenly have a lot of trust and comfort with each other. And post that, for the rest of the shoot, there was always this kind of very brotherly sort of love that he gave, you know. And for such a superstar and megastar to be that gracious, you know, they say never meet your idols, but I'm glad I met him. Yeah.
So he's such a seasoned actor. What is that one thing you have learned in the course of this this film? What is that has just surprised you about that man?
Again, it's the song, because, you know, I'm saying he's such a great dancer, the world knows he's such a great dancer, but he was practicing those steps, I think, 10 times more than anyone. And I'm sure he would have practiced in his vanity. Then he's come on set and he's doing it over and over and over and over and in between the shots and he's looking at a mirror and making sure that every move is correct and everything is looking smooth. So if he's working that hard, it inspires you to say, "Arey yaar, ye aadmi matlab kaisa hai? Like how can he keeps working until he gets it exactly bang on." That's very inspiring.
And also Deepika, you have worked with her in Piku.
Yeah.
How has she changed over the years, or what was like meeting her after so many years?
It's funny, somebody has asked me this recently, has she changed? And I said, yaar, us time pe bhi superstar thi, aaj megastar hai, and utna fark nahi hota hai superstar aur megastar mein. She was as warm and gracious that she was then that she is today, with her, I think, I don't know, we haven't spent enough time together, but I think she really tries to not wear that superstar wala jacket. It's a choice. She is a superstar. You can wear it and sit and say, "Ah, main to star hu," or you can try and be a normal human being. And I think she works very hard at trying to be a normal human being, which is very impressive. It's very difficult, to be at that level and to sort of be normal. I've heard her say a couple of times to people, "Hey, just be real with me." That sentence itself tells you so much about that person. So I have tremendous respect for somebody who's in that position and can just try and keep things chill and try and keep things relaxed.
She's very grounded as Anna.
Yeah, she really is. I mean, she really, really is. It's quite something to watch.
Did you all ever discuss on the sets about your time on Piku sets?
Yeah,
Did
first day. We were in Kashmir and all the actors reached there one day early, and we were about to eat lunch, and so all the actors were to meet in one cafeteria sort of thing on that Air Force Base campus. And as soon as I saw each other, we hugged, and she said, I haven't seen you since that shoot.
Yeah.
And then we talked for a bit, so Sidharth was like, "You guys know each other?"
Oh, so Sidharth didn't know that
he didn't know that we had
worked
worked together. Yeah, I guess my role was so small in that. But she remembers, and I know she remembers because that film is very important to her, and equally important to me for different reasons. I think she was the title character Piku in that, and for me it was a chance to work with this megastar or superstar at that point, and Sujit Sarkar, so, and it was for me a chance for me to just be in a good movie like that. So for both of us, for different reasons at different points in our career, it was a very pivotal movie.
Right. So Akshay, if I may ask, it's been 9 years for you in the industry? 9, 10?
It's been more. There was so my first film is Isi Life Mein 2010, which is produced by Suraj Barjatia.
Okay,
so it's been like 14 years
14
now.
years.
Yeah. But
I
then
know you
between
since
Pizza,
9 years.
you know me since 9 years.
9 years.
Because we met in 2014 for
Yes,
Pizza.
for Pizza.
And between my first film and my second film, there's
There
a
was a
4-year
gap,
gap.
nah, there's a gap,
So
right.
actually, I look at my career started 9 years ago. But in reality, it started
it's
with
14
14 years. Yeah.
But today, if I ask you, if anything you would like to change in the way you have worked and your journey, what is that one thing you would like to change, or you're happy with the entire journey of yours?
I think I worked very, very hard. I don't think anybody can take that away from me. I worked, and all I wanted to do was be known as an actor. That's all I wanted. I really just, I still want, I want more. In fact, my ambition grows every year. I'm not satisfied with where I've reached so far. I feel like there's so much more I want to achieve. But the thing I would change, or let's not, because regret is horrible, and there's enough rejection and all those things as an actor that you try and take all the negativity out of your head. So what I regret, but what I think I need to improve on is being able to market myself, or to understand marketing, or to understand how to position yourself. That's all part of this game. It's brand building, and I think some actors understand it better than others. I have zero understanding, and I've always been one of those ki mera kaam dikhega, it'll speak for itself, kaam bolega, but it has to go hand in hand. And we were talking about this a little bit earlier. That's something where I think I should improve, and I will.
So have you started yet or no?
Absolutely, absolutely. Sitting here talking to you is one of the first things I'm doing in that regard. You know, I think I come from a background that is very humble, and I come from a very middle class background. So my whole thing was like, why, how can you go around and celebrate and yell into a loudspeaker about yourself? That's weird. I mean, a very dear friend in the industry, Bobby Deol, Bobby Deol sir, I should say, the Bobby Deol. We worked on Love Hostel, which I had a small role in, and we just had an immediate bond. So we bumped into each other many times. And it brings me such happiness that look at where he is. And you know, every time he has said the same thing to me, just put your head down, keep working. Just put your head down, keep working.
Look at him today.
And look at him today.
Yeah. He is right now the only person people are talking about.
The only person people are
Animal.
talking about.
What did you think of Animal? Did you watch it?
I loved Animal. I think people have their opinions about it, but for me, a character is a character, you know. I loved the film. I loved Bobby sir in it. I loved Ranveer in it. The music was outstanding. Some of those action set pieces were larger than life. I mean, people love Scarface. I don't understand. I mean, this is like, you know, on that level for me. Sure, I can understand people's issues with it, but same thing what people say about fighter and jingoism. I mean, a moment is a moment, and that's subjective. You know, it's up to the person to decide what they feel about it. So I loved Animal.
So if I may ask, one character that you really wish right now that you would like to play on screen, anything that is in your mind? Yeah,
I mean, I would love to do a biopic of some sort. I don't know whose biopic, but I would love to do a biopic because it's, you know, that's like the greatest challenge for an actor. Then you can see exactly how much did I match up to that performance. And it's just something that now, after working for so many years, I feel like I'm ready to do something like that. But I'm putting it out in the universe. Let's see if it comes back.
This year is manifesting year.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's manifest anything, right? Yeah. So let's start with this. Maybe a period drama. Something where the clothes are not mine, the body language is not mine, the language is also a little altered. Again, that's another challenge I would like to do, because, you know, my entire goal has always been to improve as an actor, because nothing else is in my control. The hit or flop or success or how much Instagram following I have is not my control. And I love to act. Like, there is, so I put up with all the other things like the box office numbers and who's where and what party to go to, because I love to act. And so I search for those things that grow me as an actor. So I feel like these two things I haven't done, and I would love to do them.
But any inhibitions as an actor you have? I'm sure you must have just overcome that over the last 14 years.
Yeah, zero. But I like, without being crass or crude, I can be totally naked in front of a camera and be completely fine with it. Yeah, I think I've just worked so much that it's just, I have no filter, I have no inhibitions in front of a camera. I don't ever feel conscious. It's amazing. I think work begets work and teaches you things along the way. And that's how my career has gone.
Wow. On a final note, I want to know, how would you sum up your entire experience of working on Fighter? What is that thing that comes to your mind?
Magic. It was absolutely magical. And from the day we started shooting, it's not just because it's like Hrithik Roshan, Deepika Padukone, Anil Kapoor sir, all the like Sidharth, like, it's not that. It's sure that is part of the magic, but it's the Air Force. You know, and there's these huge fighter jets, and we're sitting in them, and we have the Air Force kind of helping us throughout the entire journey, and we're shooting in these beautiful areas of India like Kashmir and Assam, and it was mind-boggling. It was mind-boggling. And aviation is just such a cool sort of, you know, thing to explore. The whole thing was magic. I'm feeling sort of depressed that it's over. And it's released, and now it's people's, it's no longer ours, you know, there's that happening.
But I mean, on to the next one. And
of course, as usual.
And I know that you have a lot of projects coming up. Anything that you can talk about?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of things that I shot last year. There's Illegal Season 3, it's a show I do called Illegal. This third season is coming. Broken News, there was Season 1 with Jaideep Palawat, Shreya Palgankar, Sonali Bendre. I've joined the cast of the second season. There is a movie called Varchasva with Ravi Kishan. There is a movie called Tu Chahiye, which is like this intense love story that Ratna Sinha directed, who made Shaadi Mein Zarur Aana. And there is definitely one more. Yes, 2014 with Jackie Shroff, the man himself, one of my favorite co-stars.
So you've finished working for that?
That one is the only one I haven't finished. I have one more schedule left in Bhuj, which I leave for next week. But the rest of the stuff finished.
How is it working with him?
Oh, he's the best. Oh my God, he's the best. He's pure love. Oh, he's so, I love him यार. एक बार उनकी शर्ट मुझे अच्छी लग गई तो मैंने कहा जाकिदा ये शर्ट बहुत अच्छी है. अच्छा बिड़ू अच्छा लगा. तो I said बहुत अच्छी है. In my, I don't know how he found out, where he got it from. He sent them to my house.
Oh wow, how sweet.
I don't know, that guy is incredible, yeah.
Did he give you the plant?
Yeah, of course he did. Of course he did. That's his style. That's his signature. Yeah.
Awesome.
What a cool guy.
Well, on that note, thank you so much. It was really lovely talking to you.
Likewise.
And I'm wishing you all the very best. Hope we don't take 9 years to meet now.
Yes, we must meet much regular intervals. Yeah, 9 years is too much.
Too much.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Pleasure.